What's up, makers? Welcome back to the channel. Alan here, and it's the second day of Giftmas. So, on this second day of Giftmas, the makers bring to you the Faro Shuffle. Now you're probably asking, what is the Faro Shuffle? Well, going back a bit of history, goes back to the actual game called Faro. I'm gonna skip all the niceties, and how the game of Faro ends is with two equally sized decks with the same amount of cards. With the Faro Shuffle, it's just your average basic way of shuffling, but you have a little bit more leeway of calling it fancy. So with that in mind, let's get to it. Okay, so for the Faro Shuffle, you're going to want to have a deck of cards. So for my explanation, we have the Off the Walls by Art of Play. See? Fancy. So you're going to want to hold the deck in a mechanics grip. That's basically the motherboard of all grips. And to basically do the Faro Shuffle, you want to estimate on how much of the pack you want to get. Like the end of a Faro game, you want to estimate to about half the pack. You want to just grab it. Basically, you have two halves of the deck in each hand. Okay, and so for this part, putting it together, that's what I should say. You're gonna want to align the deck on top of the deck like so. And so upon doing that, like, you want to make sure you have your pinky baseboarding the bottom deck right here, just so when you push along the cards, it won't droop down to the bottom. So you want to have a strong, firm grip right there with your pinky, and with your index finger, you might want to kind of push the face of the card just so it won't bend. Or to help it bend, I should say. So the grip on the right hand, you kind of have another version of the mechanics grip, which I have three fingers right on the sides, my thumb on the other side, and then my index finger right on the top of this. And so with the index finger, you're going to want to put light pressure when you push down on the bottom of the deck. Hence why you need the solid base from your pinky on your left hand. And so in doing so, you want to align the top of the deck with the bottom deck. Now here's the tricky part. You want to align the deck just ever so slightly with the corner, as much as you can. And so this is where you put your light pressure and just slightly push on top. And upon doing so, you want to push away from you, then slowly make your way back, still adding on pressure. And with that in mind, like, you can see how the cards will just straightly align, because that's how the cards were cut and were prepared for us magicians. So there's your basic Faro and how you end it. So you just, with that in mind, you just finish the bridge. So again, we're going to show you again how the Faro grip is actually performed. So you're going to have it right in mechanics grip. From that, you kind of want to estimate almost half of the deck and get it into your grips. So remember, solid state pinky right at the bottom of your left hand, and index finger just slightly pushing against the face of the card. On your right hand, basically mechanics grip, 3 fingers on the side, thumb on one side, and then index finger on top. So you're going to want to align the two decks, and so you want to kind of slightly meet the corners with an angle, of course, with an angle. So upon doing that, you're going to want to slightly push down and push away from you, and pull it towards you, away from you again, and just so Gets right into that nice bind. Now, some cards are obviously different, but for the Faro Shuffle, it's always going to be one way or the other. So some decks will be facing forward, and some facing backward. So you're going to want to kind of feel out the deck which one goes for. So here's an application for the Faro. So if you know how to do a thumb fan, you can actually do a Faro fan with this. So once you get your cards woven like so, kind of want to make sure the face card, the first face card is at the bottom, and the also at the bottom, just like that. So before and last but not least, you want to make sure your Faro is safe and secure. So you want to push down until you physically can't anymore. Make sure you got that firm contact. Then voila. Now that's what I call fancy. So that was it. That was the Faro Shuffle. And obviously there are many variations of how to do this, but for a basic beginner, like, this is gonna be the best way to step into the intro of the Faro Shuffle. I hope that you practice this and hopefully add it to your Magic utility belt. So if you click the top link, it'll take you to a playlist that we made just for you, and click the bottom link right there so you leave YouTube up a chance. Whatever you want to watch. So that was it for me. We'll see you at day 3 of Giftmas, and keep making that magic.